Hey everybody, so I am here today to film the super simple, I'll try to make it quick, just everyday look that's super easy if you have to get up early to go to work, or just don't really want to take a whole lot of time and effort into doing a full face of makeup. So if you are interested in seeing that, just keep watching, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get started. I've already primed my face, put on my moisturizer, all that good stuff. So we're just going to go ahead and start with the foundation, okay? Today I am using a Dior Skin Nude Air. I'm using this one because my face it's not happy right now. So I don't want to use a really thick full coverage foundation because I don't want it to just kind of weigh down my face. I want it to be able to breathe because I've got to get this under control. I'm leaving for the weekend and it has got to look better than this. So because of that, I'm going to go ahead and just use this for today. It comes out in the cutest little like eyedropper. Like how cool is that? And it's just like a liquid. Can you see what I'm doing here? That's so cool. I'm obsessed with it. I just got it a couple days ago and I'm obsessed. So I'm just going to use a Sephora. It looks like it's just a dome top kabuki and I'm going to dip it into the liquid. And then I'm just going to buff it all over my face. I really like this one because it's really weightless. And it's a more sheer coverage. I'm definitely the type of person who prefers a more full coverage, but like I said, with my skin acting the way it is, I'm gonna go for the lighter option. This is still so great, especially if you are somebody who likes a more sheer to medium coverage foundation. This, seriously, you need to like give it a try. It's freaking amazing. I'm trying to match it to my skin tone. I just self-tanned today, so I think I'm a little off on my skin tones. But it's alright, we'll figure it out. We'll get it fixed. What I'm going to go ahead and do, excuse me, is spray this NYX Matte Finishing Spray. It's actually, like it says, it's a finishing spray. However, I have found out, at least for me personally, if I spray it on before or after my foundation and before my powder, that it keeps me matte all day long. Like, it's an amazing product. Just give yourself another shower. Oh girl, like hold your breath doing that. Whew. So I'm going to let that sit there for just a few moments, kind of fan yourself like you are the diva that you are. And then I'm going to go ahead and go in with the MAC Studio Fix. This is the shade NC35. It's a little too dark for my skin tone right now, but like I said, we're gonna make it work. So anyway, it just looks like this. It's just a matte, not a matte, oh, it's just a pressed powder. I'm going to take just a big ol' fluffy brush. I think this is an Eco Tools one. No, Real Techniques, excuse me. It's called a powder brush, duh. So anyway, just dip that in there and just kind of buff it into the skin. I like to do this while the finishing spray is still a little damp on my skin because I don't know, I think the transition from having a dewy looking face to a matte face is kind of cool. And just for me, it works best that way. So I'm just gonna kind of go everywhere. This hair in my face. Okay, so that's the basic foundation. If you want to stop here and you are calling it a day, throwing some mascara, girl, you do you. You walk out that door. But if you're like me, I can't stop here. So what I'm going to do is conceal my under eyes. I am the queen of not getting enough sleep, so my bags under my eyes are ridiculous. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this, I didn't even tell you what it was, MAC Prolongwear Concealer in the shade NW15. I know I'm using like cool and warm tones, but I have an odd skin tone. Like some days I think it looks really good with cool tones, and some days I'm like, oh, warm girl, yes. And then other days I'm like, bitch, you neutral. What? So anyway, all you're gonna do is make a little triangle in the under eye area. I usually have enough to do both. With the one little pump, this stuff, a little does go a long way. I didn't like it so much whenever I first got it. I thought it was way too sheer. But then I think it was also the bags under my eyes were just ridiculous. So I've learned to like it now. I'm just going to put a little teeny bit on my nose, the very tip of my nose here. And then we're going to do just a tiny bit right here on the chin. I've dabbled in this like trial and error, and I've found that if you put this like gigantic triangles and like all down like those big like contour stripes, you just look super pale, and I don't like that. This is a Real Techniques, just a beauty sponge. I'm not really sure what they call it, but it's just this cute little orange guy. All I did was put him into some water, give him a good squeeze, and he's nice and damp, and we're just going to pat that into our skin. We're not going to rub it because you're actually just going to remove the product, and then what would be the point of that? So anyway, just keep on blotting until it is nice and blended in. And if you're like me, I like a little bit of a highlight, not a ton. So that's why my concealer shade is a little bit lighter than my foundation shade. I'm going to take the Kat Von D ShadeLight Palette, and I'm going to use the banana shade. If I can my brush. This is actually the brush that came with it. It came in a coffin. How cute is that? Everyone thinks that's cute. Is that morbid? It might be. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, so like I said, we're going to take the banana shade. I'm going to go ahead and take the NARS Laguna bronzer. It looks like this. Such a pretty shade. It is literally my go-to bronzer now. Like I am, I try to go with the less is more approach, in the sense of I'm not going to coat my face in bronzer because I'm going to look super tan here and not tan at all anywhere else, and that just looks ridiculous, at least in my opinion. If that's what you like, you go. Rock it out. So anyway, we're just going to keep taking a little bit, just buffing it into the sides of the face. I like to do a little bit of a contour line, especially if I'm just going to do bronzer, if I'm not going to spend my time contouring, if I'm in a hurry or I just don't feel like it. So I'll just take a tiny bit and buff it into my contour lines, just below the apples of the cheeks, kind of from your ear to the tip of your mouth. But I only take it to about here because I don't want it to be cray. But if you're into that cray look, like I said, you do you. And then I always just take a tiny bit more and I do under my chin. Sorry if I look like the Crimson Chin right now. It's the only way to get this point across. And then just a little bit down my neck. I keep looking into the viewfinder, I'm sorry. I probably look like I'm not even like talking to you guys this whole video. But anyway, super light. Like I said, I don't go super heavy because I am not very dark. I'm very fair skinned. You would think the sun was like the devil to me or something. I don't know. Anyway, so what I would normally do from here is lose everything that I'm trying to use. I'm going to prime my eyes because I always do my eyes no matter what, no matter how quick I'm trying to get out the door. I always want to put a little bit of shadow on my eyes because I want to help bring them out. I like my eyes. I think they're very pretty and I want to accentuate them. And I hope you guys feel the same about yourself. So before I do this, I should probably show you what I'm using. I am using the MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. I think everyone and their mother uses this paint pot. I tried to get a different color and then they were like, no, now it's your skin tone. You need the soft ochre. I'm like, oh my god, okay. So anyway, I'm going to just coat my entire lid area with it. And I like to drag it up just a little bit, nothing crazy. I think probably halfway up. I do have a gigantic eye space. I think myself I have probably bigger eyes than most people. Or not, I don't know. I like them. So anyway, I use a good bit of this paint pot. However, I've had it for probably, oh man, like going on maybe 4 or 5 months now, and I am still like nowhere even close to making a dent into this thing. Like I've seen people that like have pictures of them all dried up, and that just like bums me out because I'm like, really? That's my fate, is I'm not going to hardly use any of it and it's just going to dry up and I spend all that money? Are you kidding me? Ugh, it's literally like a stressful thought. So anyway, now that we've got our eyes primed, we're going to go ahead and move on to the shadows. I received the greatest present today. Ignore my voice, I can't sing for shit. But anyway, I got the Morphe Jaclyn Hill Favorites palette. Wow, that was hard to say. Anyway, this was like an early freaking Christmas present to me, birthday present, whatever the hell present. Look at this! Oh my freaking god, yes! Yes! That's all I gotta say about it. So I'm going to use it because I just got it and I want to break this bitch in. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll just use 3 basic shades. Yeah, I think we're going to go 3 basic shades that I think everybody probably has in their makeup. What the hell am I trying to say? Makeup collection. No matter how novice you are, no matter how experienced you are, you can probably find these particular shades, maybe not these exact ones, however, at least that shade of the color. And if not, feel free to play around. Do whatever you like. If you hate browns, bitch, don't do brown. So anyway, I'm going to go in with this. Who do I want to go with? They're all so freaking pretty. I just can't. I just want to stare at it. Can we take a second? Let's just take a second. God, I'm weird. Anyway, I'm going to go with this cute little guy right here. I love him. I think he's adorbs. Can you see him right there? He's kind of like a golden, it's almost like a pink Moscato shade. I wonder if that is what that is. So anyway, it's definitely got, it's brown for sure, but it's definitely got a pinky shimmery undertone, which I super am loving lately. I found another shade like this in another palette and I was like, yes, yes, I need that shade in my life. The brush that I am using is a MAC, what the hell are you? 224 super giant fluffy brush. And all I do is I just dip my brush in to the color, shake off the excess, and I'm putting it more so just on the outer crease, dragging a little bit of it in towards the inner eye. Can you see what I'm doing here? Just giant windshield wiper motions. We're going to throw in some swirly doos here. And then when I'm done, nice and blended, I'll take like a few swipes over the lid, just because I hate that stark white lid look with a darker crease. I hate that. I don't know why. I'm just like, ugh. No, not for me. So after we're done with that, I'm going to take my holy grail blender brush, my Sigma Taper Blending E40 brush. Hey girl. Let's just take this soft brown color right here. And we are going to do pretty much the same thing, only this time I'm not going to sweep it across my lid. And I'm going to stay more towards the upper section of my crease. Okay, see what I'm doing here. Same kind of motion. Windshield wipery. Oh, this is a lot darker than what I thought it was. Ooh, I may not be using 3 colors because that is dark. Dang girl, you pigmented. We're going to do the same exact thing on the other eye. I'm sorry I keep looking away from you guys. It's really hard to do. Either in the mirror I'm not looking at you, or in the viewfinder I'm still not looking at you. So I'm just going to do the mirror so I don't screw it up completely. And so I'm doing the same exact thing. I'm just blending it out. And with, jeez, I cannot get over how pigmented that shade is. Holy cannoli. But yeah, because I have this giant eye space between my eyebrow and my crease, I like to bring it up just a little bit. Yeah. I was attempting to do my liner on camera for you guys because I had had a couple people ask me how do I do it, and I flubbed it up like 3 times. I'm like, screw it. I'm gonna get up close and personal with my mirror, make sure I do it decent. So I will film a tutorial on how I do my eyeliner in this particular way if you guys want me to. I've definitely been a bigger fan of less is more lately. I've been liking the more natural look. So yeah, but anyway, if you guys want to see how I do this, just let me know. Maybe put it in the comments below, give this video a like, and I can do that for you guys. But we're moving on with this look, okay? We have got to finish. As you guys can probably tell, I did my eyebrows too. I used the Anastasia Brow Wiz pencil. This is the greatest freaking thing that I've ever used in my life to do my brows. It is literally effortless. It takes me like 2 minutes, and it's really nothing spiffy, so I did it off camera too. But if you guys desperately want to see how I do it, let me know. I will do that for you guys. I did my eyeliner and I went ahead and lined my upper waterline, like tight lining it, and I went ahead and used this NARS pencil in the shade, what are you? You had a weird name, I remember that. Via Venito? Via Venito, or it's like Via Venito. Oh, that's cool actually. And somebody recommended it to me because they said it's really good for people with super oily skin like myself and have watery eyes or just an oily eye area, which I have all the above. My eyes water constantly and I do have an oily eye area. That's why I always have to prime my eyes before shadow. They said, oh, it won't budge. It's super awesome. We totally recommend it. I had this shit smeared like all over the place in like an hour. It's like, ugh, there is nothing on the market, literally, that will not smudge. So if you guys happen to know anything out there, drugstore, high-end, whatever, that does not move for people with oily skin, let this girl know, because I am desperate at this point to find something that doesn't end up like here and here within like an hour. My Naked 2 palette, and all I'm going to use in it is the Blackout shade, the black shade right here at the end. And I'm going to take a teeny tiny tight lining brush, and I'm actually going to set that liner. This is a trick that I have learned just throughout the years of me wearing makeup and tight lining up here, that if you set it, it has a tendency to last a little bit longer than what it would if you don't set it. If that makes sense. So now that we've done that, I'm going to take the Covergirl Full Lash Bloom mascara. This is my holy grail of drugstore mascaras. If you haven't tried it yet, do it. It's life-changing. And I think it's mostly because of this brush right here. I am absolutely obsessed with it. I do about 2 to 3 coats of mascara depending on how va-va-voom I want my eyelashes to look for the day. If you are totally okay with how this looks like, I would stop here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and finish up the face. If you want to keep it like this, just with a little bit of bronzer in the contour areas, you can totally do that. But I like to throw in blush. No, I just like the way that blush really brings out the apples of your cheeks. Like, I just love big cheeks. So anyway, I am using the NARS color in Deep Throat. They have the catchiest names for their blushes. And I'm just using an EcoTools blush, tapered blush brush. Brush? That is hard to say. So anyway, I'm going to take it. I usually start just above the, if I had a contour line, I would start just above it. But since I don't, I'm going to go just above the bronzer, just above, make a little line, and then I'm going to just ever so lightly take an Ocre smile and then pat it onto the apples of my cheeks. I don't want to do a ton because this is a daytime simple look, but you could totally go cray cray with it if you wanted to. I do enough to basically see the blush but not enough to be like, what is wrong with your face? It is like red. Mary Luminizer by the Balm Mary Luminizer. Why does my camera just refuse to focus? Ah! God, that pisses me off. Anyway, she keeps breaking. What the hell, Mary? Get your life together, woman. Look what she's done. She's got a big old chunk missing out of her. But she's such a pretty shade, though. I can't be mad at her. God, I sound like a crazy person. So anyway, I'm going to take this highlighter and a Real Techniques, it's a setting brush. But I like to use it for highlighting. I just take like a little bit goes a long way. Let me tell you. So I just put it right here, just above my blush. I like to put a little bit on the nose, Cupid's bow, and right here on my chin. Lash, the Covergirl Full Lash Bloom Mascara again. I'm going to put a teeny little coat on my bottom lashes because I am somebody who cannot go with all my bottom lashes being coated. So now that we've got that applied, the very last thing we are going to do is take this Kat Von D, which is brilliant. Oh, bye lid. Never see you again. The Kat Von D Lock and Load Makeup Setting Mist. And we're going to give ourselves, that feels so good. We'll give ourselves another shower. We're taking how many showers as of yet? I don't know where that lid went. Anyway. Yes, let that dry. And that is it, girl. Enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to leave me comments, suggestions, critiques, anything that you would want to see in the comments below. You can always get at me on my social media. I will leave all of my names and how to contact me down below, as well as the product description. I love you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye!